Okay, it's day 130, and Devin Nunes is about ready to do Memo 2. There's going to be 5 in all. The next one's about the State Department, so I immediately went back to my old slide here and looked at the 19 people. This is sort of the bounding box here, and you probably remember Victoria Nuland was important. John Kerry is certainly going to be important. I had also speculated about Philippe Reines, of course, Huma and Hillary, etc. Then I looked at the Iran deal and then also the Pakistani floods deal as two of the key places where I'd start looking. And then, of course, you've got Cheryl Mills with Black Ivy Energy. You've got Victoria Nuland with all the deals in eastern Ukraine and so forth. You've also got Joe Biden, excuse me, and then even Obama. We remember the whole struggle with not using the NGA phone and wanting to use the Anthony's Trusted Staff phone. So here's where I'll try to connect in the Anthony's Trusted Staff. What I'm trying to do is basically predict the future, which is a lot more mentally engaging than going back over the PP dossier, I guess, if you're a CNN watcher. The next thing I try to do is think outside the box about other people who may also have Blackberries that could support this State Department communication. For instance, John Podesta, of course the Awans with all the BlackBerry traffic going to Pakistan, and then I try to also think outside the box in terms of medium. How about, for instance, Iridium? The Awans have a lot of investment with Blue Sky Link and Iridium and the BlackBerry tracking devices that used Iridium. So then that makes me add other people like Bruce and Nellie, or potentially. So I try to include all the people outside of the State Department that may have been communicating with the State Department to have as many evidence sources as possible. I try to go deal by deal, for instance, the Palantir password or the passwords to the different State Department programs and so forth. I think about people trying to get EB-5 visas like that one guy from Colombia. Of course, I think about all the participants potentially in the Iran nuclear deal. And then, of course, now we know all about Operation Cassandra, so this may have been a DEA to State Department type of operation. And of course, we can't forget all the players in Uranium One. The Mount Rushmore of Uranium One here, the crushing Krupniks of Uranium One, the 2005 Kazakhstan partners here, and then all the people who may have been brought in as far as on the Russian side to support that, as well as on the Pakistani side. All of them together will be a part of the Uranium 1-1-2-3 discussion. Of course, there's the 1-2-3 drop box for UAE, but there's 1-2-3 drop boxes for all of these. So all of these discussions with all these countries, I think there's going to be 30 of them, are going to be a part of the record, a part of the metadata. Of course, you're going to have key people like Valerie Plame, who are going to be experts in talking about all the NATO nations as well as Africa. That's also going to bring in all the weapons discussions, Bouchard, Bilt, etc., all these different people, as well as don't forget about war and don't forget about flood. We're going to have all the Haiti discussions. And of course, that will bring in Braverman. We not only have the Becerra server with the 7,000 illegal logins and the terabytes to Pakistan, and of course the cash payments to Pakistan, but we have new players like Javid possibly coming into the picture, as well as all the records and participants in these 3 key congressional committees, as well as new indictments where new entities are being made available through the discussions and money laundering between Podesta and Mr. Manafort, not only in Uranium One, but also megatons to megawatts before it. And then we always have Genie Energy, which is always a great way of linking entities. And then we have the key question of, was Braverman the leak to WikiLeaks, the Ratner, Jones, and McFadden deaths? I'll just finish off here by saying I still think Justin Cooper's the key leak for Braverman. And then also we have the death of the guy who did the Dropbox for WikiLeaks. I still say the story ends with Eric Braverman.